Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Likes are always appreciated, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. According to Francis, I think it's Francis Suarez, he says he has no reason to stop taking his salary in Bitcoin, as his pay has actually significantly increased since he began getting paid in Bitcoin. Francis Suarez, the mayor of Miami and the president of the United States Conference of Mayors. Yeah, I know I got someone there. When you read the mayor of Miami and the president of the United States, it's kind of a, The president of the United States Conference of Mayors has revealed that he still purchases Bitcoin every 2 weeks, despite any downturn that we might have had over the course of last year. Speaking to CNBC on Squawk Box, terrible name, Suarez noted that his salary has increased since he started receiving Bitcoin as his form of payment. He had first announced his intentions to receive his salary in crypto back in 2021. Suarez's decision further underscores his dedication to making Miami a crypto hub within the United States. So, you would want to normally purchase an asset when the price is down. A lot of times people write articles and it's like, despite the price being down, he was still buying. Yeah, you don't buy at the all-time high. Can you imagine you sitting there waiting for Bitcoin to hit $71,000 and then you start buying again? No, you buy when the price is lower. That's how all assets usually end up working. I think he was the first person to announce that he was going to be receiving his paycheck, if you will, in cryptocurrencies. This then caused the New York mayor to announce he wanted to get paid in crypto. There's another politician, I think in Belgium, who also announced it. I think there's one somewhere in Southeast Asia. There are tons of athletes already who are already only getting paid in crypto, and a bunch of like sports teams and stuff like that. But I guess this is more interesting because it's a politician. I'm not sure. I think people still have the assumption that politicians are staying away from crypto because it's crypto. It's not 2015, 2016 anymore. These people know exactly what's going on. We've had all these indications, don't forget, from banks and stuff like that who were talking about where they believed Bitcoin is eventually going to go. So it just seems logical that they also can read and have seen the numbers. So they're like, if I buy it at 20,000 and it goes to 200,000, well, then I've 10x'd my salary. That's just logic. He said, I do, as a matter of fact, and it's been a great investment. I still buy Bitcoin every 2 weeks. Suarez said when asked if he still takes his salary in Bitcoin, he said, you have to understand that I get paid every 2 weeks. It's not like I bought at 60,000 and now it's at 20K. So, since I started taking my salary in Bitcoin, my salary is actually up. It's actually been a good investment. And there's the tweet image right there. I don't know why they chose that one image. His eyes are closed, but sure, that's the one that we get. According to him, he is not incurring as much loss as some people would believe because he is actually not trading the asset as it fluctuates. He further highlighted the fact that Bitcoin's price movements are reported by the media at all times. He says it's true. He said every dip triggers panic and every price increase provokes euphoria. It's not funny. It's not funny at all because, like, I can't be the only one. If Bitcoin's price falls by like 12% in one day, the amount of text messages that I get it's not funny. But I laugh because I'm like, dude, I haven't heard from you in 9 months. Like, why are you panicking? Okay, Bitcoin fell down. Bitcoin's up by 28%. Same exact people messaging me. Should I buy more Bitcoin? 3 Bitcoin. I should be buying 90. What do you like? What? So it's just really, really funny to me because it's completely true. I think it's because we hear about it so often. Any kind of movement is like, what's happening? Like, that kind of. Anyway, so this was relatively popular news. I just assume it's because he's the first one to actually do it more than the politician kind of thing. I assume he's not the only one, especially in the future, who wants to be paid exclusively in Bitcoin. If we end up if we end up getting to a $200,000 Bitcoin next year or the year after, he's going to be seen as some kind of an oracle and people will start following him. It's always this really weird stuff. Anyway, that's the Miami mayor is still getting paid in Bitcoin every 2 weeks. News. How much is he getting? Wait. Okay, never mind. I was going to ask how much he's getting paid because I was like, is he buying an entire Bitcoin every 2 weeks? Huh. All right. Let's move on. Also in cool, retail trading giant Robinhood says that they are currently hard at work trying to incorporate Dogecoin into their new crypto wallet product. Robinhood just launched its new wallet this week and is in the process of rolling it out to more than 1 million users. The new product operates as a standalone smartphone app that enables users to trade crypto assets, access decentralized aplicaciones, and store non-fungible tokens. The Web3 wallet uses the Layer 2 scaling solution Polygon to enable swaps without network fees. And it also supports leading contract smart platform, there we go, Ethereum. And customers can trade and transfer more than 50 different tokens. Listen, pay attention to, I know this article is about Dogecoin. Everything that we constantly talk about is always built on top of Polygon. It's a little obvious as to what's happening. Some crypto traders on Twitter, however, questioned when Robinhood would extend support to Dogecoin. Robinhood said, "Don't worry, stop complaining." They didn't say that. They said, "We're hard at work on supporting Doge." Robinhood crypto CTO Johan Kebrat, okay, also says that the company was adding more chains as we speak. Cool. Wonderful. I don't think anyone should have been questioning this. Didn't Robinhood eventually also add Dogecoin to their platform after people kept complaining that it wasn't on there in 2020 and then the price of Dogecoin skyrocketed subsequently as well? So if this was, we had news last year, maybe the year before, I'm not really sure. I forgot exactly when it was. That I think a huge portion of Robinhood's revenue was even directly from Dogecoin. So it just seems logical that they would be trying to figure out a way to actually also add Dogecoin onto their platform as well. If they were making a huge amount of money from it before, if they add it to their brand new crypto wallet, they'll be making even more money than before. So it just seems completely logical. That's Robinhood is hard at work trying to incorporate Dogecoin because it's a moneymaker coin. Yeah, logic. All right. Let's move on. Also in the news, what in the world is that photo? Central African Republic, or the CAR, a developing country in Central Africa, has set up a 15-member committee responsible for drafting a bill on the use of cryptocurrencies and tokenization within the region. For those of you who forgot, the Central African Republic is the second country on the planet to announce that they are not only using Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is legal within their country as legal tender. According to Faustin Archange Touadéra, the president of the CAR, cryptocurrencies can potentially help eradicate the country's financial barriers. Yeah, they would. That's not even a question of potential. That's how it works. He believed in creating a business-friendly environment supported by a legal framework for cryptocurrency usage. A rough translation of the press release reads, "With access to cryptocurrencies, the monetary barriers existing until now will disappear. The main objective of the measures adopted by the government being the development of the national economy." The committee responsible for drafting the crypto bill comprises of 15 experts from 5 different ministries. I'm not reading all those names. It's basically geology, waters, forest, hunting, fishing, rural development, town planning, land reform, housing, human rights, and good governance. Here's the tweet for it right here. It is in French. I would read it out to you, but maybe only 5% of you would actually understand it. Through collaboration, the members are tasked with working on a legal framework that will allow cryptocurrencies to operate in the Central African Republic and expedite the development of the national economy. I have no part in this, but I can tell you without a shadow of a fingernail of a doubt, Vitalik Buterin, Changpeng Zhao, and Hoskinson have probably met with this guy. You all, listen, none of us were in that room as any of this has been written, but you'd better believe every single time that anything happens with any country who's like, listen, we want to oh my gosh, Charles Hoskinson, where'd you come from? Charles Hoskinson always finds a way into that room. Vitalik Buterin is far too, I'm going to say, I would even use the word powerful and influential to not make sure that whatever they're doing outside of Bitcoin being their legal tender, that it's going to be running on top of Ethereum or Polygon. And then Changpeng Zhao is just the leader of Binance, and he has shaken hands with like 38 world leaders. He's like in a text group with all of them, just assuming. So I can also assume if we hear by the end of this year that the Central African Republic has has a website called Binance.car, kind of logical. Anyway, cool. Get it done. Don't wait for it. Just make the laws and then kind of move on. I assume tons of money is already flowing into their country. This is probably also why they're like, hey, let's make some almost say laws or rules. Rules and laws for right now, because that's how you get the money flowing into your borders. So cool. That's the CAR is working on making crypto legaler in their country. And yeah, let's move on. This was very popular news. One person who was mining Bitcoin with an average hashing power of only 10 terahashes, which is basically nothing. Like it's like imagine walking down the street in all of Texas and you happen to be on the one street where you find a diamond that's as big as your fist. That won the race and actually added the block number 772,793 to the Bitcoin blockchain on Friday. Why is this significant, you might ask? At the time the block was added, Bitcoin's total hash rate was 269 exahashes. Listen to that number. Meaning the one person with 10 terahash had the equivalent of 0.0000000037% of Bitcoin's computational power. They had nothing. The odds of them being able to solve the equation before hundreds and thousands of other machines was like you walking. Imagine all of Texas. You happen to be on the one street. You look down, there's a diamond the size of your fist. That's the odds of that happening. Put simply, it was extremely unlikely for one person and their one computer with 10 terahashes to solve the equation. Somebody wrote, congratulations to the address right there. With only 10 terahashes who solved a solo block. It is near impossible. The really important part, let me see if they have it anywhere around here. Why do they not have the numbers? What? Come on, dude. Anyway, it said it in another article because this was very popular. The person basically, I think they ended up winning from solving the equation. I think they won 10 or 12 Bitcoin. I think they ended up getting the equivalent. So like what happens is as all these computers right here are solving all the equations, you typically get fractions of a Bitcoin. Because like there's a reason why there's hundreds of thousands of these machines flowing all the time around the world. The idea is that at any given time, these machines right here may get 0.05 of a Bitcoin that's being mined over the course of a day. That's kind of the idea. They all get fractions and fractions and fractions. One machine managed to, I think it was $24,000 that they got. That's why the odds were all those zeros, because it's supposed to be a literal impossibility. So a lot of people were actually kind of happy, and they were like, that's actually not, that's actually kind of cool. It's not bad at all. Anyway, maybe not the most exciting to a bunch of other people, but it's kind of like, imagine using your computer from like 2016, 2014, and you look at the screen and you just mined $24,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's kind of I really do. I don't know where this computer is. I kind of hope that they were located, somewhere in what people would call a developing country. I think that'd be the coolest thing in the entire world. We had news stories before in 2019, 2020, you name it, of all these countries around the world who were going through like insane inflation and also government controls. That's the nicest way of kind of saying it. And a lot of people, especially in Venezuela and other countries, were announcing that they were mining Bitcoin with literally one of these machines. And in some cases, they were maybe getting like 15 to 20 cents a day. And they were like, that's actually enough to go buy some rice and to go buy some sauce and stuff like that. And maybe like buy a couple of eggs so I can feed my family. Imagine someone in Latin America or in Africa. You look at your computer screen and you just made $24,000. That's the kind of, I always hope that someone who really deserved it actually got it. So here's to hoping. That's the 10 terahashes. Mine $24,000 worth of Bitcoin. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. Let's move on. Also oh my gosh, this never happens. That's so crazy. Binance, the largest crypto exchange on the planet, has stated that its services in Poland now conform to all regulations governing the provision of virtual asset service providers, or VASPs. In order to keep utilizing Binance Poland services, Polish customers must agree to the company's updated terms and conditions. Binance announced the change in the blog post, blah, 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 blah. They said, welcome the initiatives of the Polish government towards regulation, working towards with regulators globally. We can ensure that consumers are protected while continuing to cultivate innovation and progress. Wonderful. So, that's why I made the joke that, this never happens, because it's Binance and it happens like 95 times a week. We just heard about Thailand. We just heard about, what was the other one? There was some other, Sweden I know was one of them as well. There was another country. It was 2 letters. It was Binance dot, I forgot what the other 2 letters were. Yay. So now there's a Binance Poland. Are there any countries left? Like where haven't they gone at this point? I feel like they are just simply the crypto exchange of the planet because, So cool. Binance is now legal in Poland and wonderful. Yeah, can't believe it. That never ever happens. That's so wild. Wow, can't believe it. Okay. Let's move on. In what news? The National Australian Bank, or NAB, that is not a nice name to have for a bank, will apparently become the second of the country's major financial institutions to launch their own stablecoin. Unsurprising. A top executive told the Australian Financial Review the coin, known as AUDN, that is AUDN, will be launching on Ethereum and Algorand later on this year. I want to repeat that one more time just in case you didn't get it, because a lot of people haven't been paying attention. The National Australian Bank has announced they're making their own stablecoin. And once again, they're launching it on Ethereum and Algorand. Algorand, for those of you who weren't paying attention or have forgotten, is the blockchain that's also being used by FIFA. Yep, that FIFA with 3 billion people on the planet liking football. That FIFA. Howard Silby, NAB's chief innovation officer, told AFR the stablecoin would allow customers to settle transactions on the blockchain in real time using Australian dollars. Have you gotten it yet? Anyone? NAB will be the second of Australia's big four banks to launch a stablecoin after rival Australia and New Zealand bank ANZ minted their own, dubbed $DC last year. Not really much more to say. So the news is this was quite popular simply because, once again, the National Australian Bank is not only making their own stablecoin, but it's being launched on Ethereum and Algorand. There's no further that I have to dig. Like, there's nothing more that I could actually say that would make you understand it more, other than follow the money, yes, but like the news. I bring you news every single day. The same coins are constantly repeated. It's one thing if it was like, oh, people like Ethereum, or wow, Algorand sounds like it's difficult to spell, that's why it made it into the news. But when you talk about countries and banks actively, openly announcing their support for this, by the time we heard years ago that JP Morgan Chase was in love with Ethereum, I was like, okay, well, clearly every other bank is going to do the exact same. So I told you all before, for those of you who don't know, I buy Ether. I'm going to be staking my Ether. I also have been buying Algorand since the middle of last year. I told you that in my what I'm buying this week videos, because Algorand's way too big. The same exact thing like Polygon. These chains are, when these integrations happen, the banks aren't going to be like, I don't like it anymore. Nope. They're going to, if crypto takes off and is still around in 30 years, these chains are going to be the national chains being used by the national banks in these countries. That's the National Australian Bank is making their own stable coin, and it's going to be on Ethereum and Algorand. News. Hope you're all paying attention. Yeah. Let's move on. Also in the news, lawmakers from Mississippi and Missouri have introduced bills that seek to legally protect their citizens' rights to run a Bitcoin node and to mine Bitcoin. That's insane. One, does anyone remember, maybe it's just me, does anyone remember like trying to learn how to spell Mississippi as a kid? It took me like a day and a half, and I remember like having to make it into a song, and that was the only way that I got it. Anyway, the other part, we are hearing a lot of rumbles and chatter from countries around the world who are making cryptocurrency regulations in their own right. It is a little weird still that the US does not have proper crypto regulation, but I will tip my hat. I'm not wearing one, but it's being tipped in the direction of all these states within the US who are trying to introduce their own cryptocurrency bills. Like, imagine your lawmakers trying to legally make it. First of all, it should already be de facto this way, but trying to put it into law to make sure that you are legally able to mine Bitcoin and run a Bitcoin node, because it sounds insane even thinking about it. Like, why would it not be legal? It's illegal in so many countries. If you are not wealthy, you cannot mine Bitcoin. It's illegal in so many different countries. It's very, very weird. It basically comes down to like huge levels of corruption, but still very, very fascinating to think about. They said it shall be legal in the state of Mississippi to run a node or a series of nodes for the purpose of home digital asset mining at a private residence. It shall be legal in the state of Mississippi to operate a digital asset mining business in an area zoned for industrial use. And there's the tweet for it right there. Not a tweet. It's the, I'm so used to saying that. It's the excerpt from the bill. I'm not reading all that. There's way too many lines. Bills have been submitted to both the House and the Senate of the respective states, with Senator Josh Harkins and Representative Jody Steverson leading the movement within Mississippi. Representative Phil Cristofanelli of Missouri submitted his respective bill to the House, Both states' bills utilize language from the Satoshi Action Fund. Amongst the explicit rights for nodes and mining, the bill also has language prohibiting political subdivisions of the state, creating requirements which are not in line with other data center requirements, and changing the zoning of Bitcoin mining without proper notice. That's crazy to even think about. Like the idea that creating, writing, or running code could be illegal. It doesn't make any sense, but it's happening in so many places around the world. The original idea of the internet was a free open space for everyone to share information. And the fact that that's been so corroded over the years, where you have to try and write into law that you can run code on a computer and not get in trouble for it. Think of how insane that is. That's like someone proposing, and no, because it's happened. That's like someone saying you listening or watching me or listening to anything on YouTube is illegal, but there are countries around the world which have made YouTube illegal. It's such a weird, odd, dystopian world that we're living in. Anyway, that's the lawmakers from Mississippi and Missouri are trying to legally protect people. Listen, I hope it gets passed. I hope it goes through. I hope that they are, legally able and protected to do so. I hope that other states come out and do the exact same thing. You gotta, because I have a very weird feeling in about 10 years, there's going to be about 4 or 5 states who are going to try and make it illegal for people to mine their own Bitcoin or to run a node. Like one of the big things for Bitcoin has been that the developers want everyone to basically be able to run a node everywhere. So like even on your computer, they want you to be able to run a node on your phone, on your Apple smart iPhone watch, whatever, to also be able to like validate transactions and kind of keep Bitcoin safe. Because that's, if you can have 3 billion devices around the world running nodes, that's hyper decentralization. But I guess we have to make it legal first. So weird time to be alive. Alrighty. Yeah, that's the Mississippi, Missouri Bitcoin news. Let's move on. Also in the news, Rex Harrison, also known as Rexes. Okay, a senior member of the independent Terra Classic development group, Terra Civita. Okay, these names are getting ridiculous. Took to Twitter to announce the following, saying, according to the website Smart Stake, 900, is that money? No, that's the coin. 900 billion Terra Luna tokens have now been staked. According to Smart Stake, we've just smashed 900 billion Terra Luna staked. Again, even more massive news, 1 trillion. Let's make it happen. And there's the tweet for it right there. The development comes hours after the Nebula blockchain platform announced it will be launching a new mobile wallet with a built-in Luna Classic staking functionality. Neblio also noted that the wallet would feature a cross-chain staking mechanism between its native token Nebel and Luna Classic. Yeah. So first of all, for those of you who don't know, there are tons of Terra Luna. I don't know if the 900 billion gave it away. But also 20, what? It has 22%? You get 22% staking your Terra Luna Classic? Why was that not news before? Did I miss something? It says staking APR is 22.98%. Anyway, Terra Luna Classic and Shiba Inu are constantly in the news nonstop. It's either about staking or the coins being burned or where the coins prices will be sometime in the future. I think, once again, for Shiba Inu, it's the price target of 1 cent. And for Terra Luna Classic, I think it's $1. I think the Terra Luna Classic people and the community are aiming for the coin to get back to $1 or something along those lines. I think that's what it was. 900 billion of these coins have now been staked. It's the numbers sound insane. I don't know. I give it a couple of years. before they end up hitting their price targets. I don't think it's going to take 10 years. I think that some proposal or mechanism or something is going to be initiated or activated where so many coins are getting burned. A lot of these things will simply rise up back in price. I think the real get 'em thing will be once these protocols have all of their functionality equipped, NFTs, staking, smart contracts, metaverse, all those kind of things, interoperability on tons of apps being used in games, what have you, have games built on top of them, have websites, have their own metaverses all on top of each other, just using these coins. It's coming. We all know it's just an inevitability at this point. So cool. 900 billion. The number doesn't sound real. 900 billion Terra Luna classics have been staked. Wonderful. That's a very high number. Yeah. Let's move on. Alrighty then. I do hope that you're all having a spectacular day. I hope that you're all having a good day, afternoon, evening, weekend, morning, night, wherever you are, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. I hope it's fun. I hope it's awesome. Don't forget always to if you can take a day for yourself, do it. If you can take a couple of hours for yourself, do it. Order in some nice food, call a friend over, watch a good movie, listen to an old album, something that you haven't heard in a long time, something that makes you happy. Life can be very, very, very stressful for all of us. So just know that you have to take time out to make sure to do something that makes you smile. It is very important. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, subscribing, and or supporting. I appreciate it more than you know. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.